China? 104%. And that means my small business that I put everything into is done. I quit my corporate job about a year and a half ago to chase my dreams. I designed and launched a kids fitness brand, and it was going great. I paid fair wages. I built relationships. And then overnight, the cost just more than doubled. My margins were gone. You know, my business doesn't pay for a yacht or a private jet. It pays for our daughter's swim classes. It covers groceries. It helps with babysitters for date nights. This isn't just numbers on a policy sheet. It's real people, real jobs, real families, and now I'm back at square one. So wish me luck.
All right, I hate asking for help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels, either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries like Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, India? I need to find another source. I've emailed a lot of these companies and cannot get a response. And I just don't know if it's because I'm a small business or what exactly it is. So if anybody's out there that can help or shed some light, maybe provide some information that would be helpful, I would really greatly appreciate it, because if not, it's just a small business here that's going to go under, and I'll be back to digging ditches again, which I'm not scared to do, but it's a little harder to do with a wife, 2 kids, and at 45 years old. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions. It's very much appreciated.
Guys, things are a lot worse than I actually thought it was. I just got finished looking at about 6 TikToks, and not just TikTok videos, but videos on other social media platforms about a lot of the American truck drivers, as far as like the semi-truck drivers who do the over-road driving, transporting goods from the ports to our local stores. A lot of the truck drivers are really hurt right now. I watched at least 3 videos where the truck drivers are saying just in this short amount of time with the tariffs going on that they have to actually sell their...
Welcome my people, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe to my channel. Okay, so we are asking this question: is American dream over? Is American dream over? Because right now as we speak, America, they are finding it living in America very expensive. People are complaining the bills are piling up and they're living within their budget, but at the same time they cannot afford it because life is very expensive. You're being told rent is expensive. You're being told bills, like for example grocery, is expensive. Car insurance is very expensive. Health insurance is expensive. You're being told everything in America is expensive as we speak. Some people have even opted, to live in their cars. Before, it used to be like a trend where you want to live outside just as a phase to see how life can be. But right now, some people have decided, to living in a house, to go live in a car just to save, just to be able to be able to pay their bills, so that they save up, so that they stop becoming homeless in the long run. They've decided to suffer today so that tomorrow they'll be able to enjoy the fruits of their labor. Some people have decided to have like 2-3 jobs and still they're not able to make ends meet. Some people have decided, you know what, I'm going to go back to live with my parents. That is the reality of how Americans are living today. And all these people are saying is one thing: inflation is very high. Are they really in a recession in America? That is a question a lot of people ask quietly, not loudly enough, because at the end of the day, if you whisper the word recession, it can literally overturn capital markets around the world. Here's the thing: America, the American dream that people used to be told, when you work hard, when you study hard, when you pass your grades, when you get a good job, you'll be able to achieve the American dream. Now people clearly see it's they're not able to achieve it. They're seeing it is like a dream, but reality is it's very difficult from what they were promised. The question is American dream dead? Let's watch this video and then we're going to talk about it at the end.
We have some major news right now. U.S. businesses are being throttled because tourism is tanking in the United States of America under the Trump administration. According to Fortune reporting, businesses across America are seeing a mass reduction in tourism and sales because of Trump's policies. And this is only expected to get worse. Experts warn that if this new rule that the Trump administration is considering to essentially require foreigners to submit a 5-year backlog of their entire social media data along with the addresses of family and friends and other personal information, tourism will only continue to sink under this administration, would probably cripple many small businesses in the United States of America that rely on foreign tourists to survive here in the United States of America. And right now, U.S. businesses are already being throttled, some up to 27% in decline. Spread the word. Full updates on my Substack, linked in bio. Subscribe for free. Follow along, stay updated on all the news that you need to know about. More to come very soon.
For help. I'm not asking for any handouts, but I'm a small business owner that is directly being affected by the 104% tariff that has been put on China. I import alloy wheels for cars, and I do somewhere in the neighborhood of 10 to 15 containers a year, which is a small business in regards to this industry. At 104%, I am absolutely going to implode and will not last 6 months. So with that said, I'm asking, is there anybody out there that has connections with manufacturing facilities, specifically alloy wheels, either in the United States or outside in these lesser tariffed countries like Mexico, Indonesia, Thailand, India? I need to find another source. I've emailed a lot of these companies and cannot get a response. And I just don't know if it's because I'm a small business or what exactly it is. So if anybody's out there that can help or shed some light, maybe provide some information that would be helpful, I would really greatly appreciate it, because if not, it's just a small business here that's going to go under, and I'll be back to digging ditches again, which I'm not scared to do, but it's a little harder to do with a wife, 2 kids, and at 45 years old. So let me know if you guys have any suggestions. It's very much appreciated.
Guys, things are a lot worse than I actually thought it was. I just got finished looking at about 6 TikToks, and not just TikTok videos, but videos on other social media platforms about a lot of the American truck drivers, as far as like the semi-truck drivers who do the over-road driving, transporting goods from the ports to our local stores. A lot of the truck drivers are really hurt right now. I watched at least 3 videos where the truck drivers are saying just in this short amount of time with the tariffs going on that they have to actually sell their entire truck. A lot of those people pay at least $255,000 for the semi. So for those of you who don't know what those trucks cost, they cost around 200 and something thousand. One guy said the best offer that he got on the semi truck was $140,000, and the semi truck is actually a 2020. 2020. That's just shy of 5 years old. So it's real out here when the truck drivers start speaking out about what's going on with them. They're experiencing a huge shortage where it comes to them being contractors, being contracted out to ship stuff for this company and ship stuff for that company. A lot of those guys that's even saying that selling their trucks, they're applying for local jobs where they can drive for a company. And they said a lot of those companies that ships products are actually laying their employees off, or some of them are even cutting their employees' hours. So it's definitely real. Just seeing the videos like that just let me know just how serious things are, because these are people making videos that lives are really 100% being impacted by the tariffs. We would have never thought in a million years that putting tariffs on China and putting tariffs on these other countries would affect the United States so fast. I would have never thought that the impact would be so fast. The store shelves, a lot of the store shelves really are running empty right now. A lot of people are still using their overstocked products that they ordered from these companies, meaning that shipments are still coming in because they were ordered before the tariffs were implemented. And so they have to honor what's been implemented, basically like a contract type deal. So things are more serious than I thought it was, man. And like, if this is like only the second day of May 2025, I mean, I hate to see what the second and third week of May is going to look like. And we are just in the second day of May, and we're already seeing a humongous catastrophic breakdown of people already talking about losing their jobs when it comes to trucking and transporting food from one state to the next state. The ports are just really, it's bad. What's going on at the ports right now, it's bad. And you know what's really worse? A lot of those jobs are actually union jobs, and the union can't really do anything about that. They can't really override the president of the United States. So I wanted to just bring you guys that, man. That's really some heartbreaking, sad news, man. Thank you guys for watching.
Well,
I feel like the past 24 hours has just been a complete nightmare. 104% on imports coming from China. 104%. And that means my small business that I put everything into is fucking done. I quit my corporate job about a year and a half ago to chase my dreams. I designed and launched a kids fitness brand, and it was going great. I paid fair wages. I built relationships. And then overnight, the cost just more than doubled. My margins were gone. You know, my business doesn't pay for a yacht or a private jet. It pays for our daughter's swim classes. It covers groceries. It helps with babysitters for date nights. This isn't just numbers on a policy sheet. It's real people, real jobs, real families. And now I'm back at square one. So wish me luck.
well, yeah, you heard it here. What we just saw is the real deal. Companies like VOS Selections and Microkits LLC are getting slammed under Trump's so-called Liberation Day tariffs. Wine importers and small electronics kit makers are finding it nearly impossible to plan ahead because the tariffs are unpredictable and their sales are dropping fast. Take VOS, for example. They import from several countries and have to post prices a month in advance, but the tariffs only apply when the goods actually arrive. That kind of delay is killing their cash flow. And smaller operations like microkits, they might not survive if costs keep climbing. And it's not just niche players feeling the heat. Automakers are getting crushed too. Detroit Axle reported their monthly tariff bill ballooning from $700,000 to over $7 million. Ford lost $800 million in just one quarter. GM and Tesla aren't immune either. They're feeling the pinch. Even luxury brands and Swiss watchmakers took a nosedive after news broke of 39% tariffs, with share prices tanking thanks to delayed exports and shocked consumers. Economists are sounding the alarm, warning that the ripple effects could be brutal. Factories are facing cost increases of up to 4.5%, with job cuts and wage stagnation looming. Consumers, they're bracing for higher prices on just about everything, from clothes and electronics to luxury goods and basic household items. As of August, the tariffs are now locked in, with some categories sitting at a staggering 35 to 39%. And here's the kicker. Many of the people losing their businesses voted for this. But even those who didn't are being dragged down with them. That's the harsh reality. Small businesses are bearing the brunt of political trade wars they never signed up for. Whether you support the reasoning behind these tariffs or not, the result is clear. Families are hurting, workers are being laid off, and entire communities are feeling the pressure. Because at the end of the day, this isn't some political scoreboard. These are real livelihoods caught in the crossfire. Well, yeah, there you go. While many people didn't vote for this, it's sad that some have to suffer alongside those that.
Well, American dream, is it dead? That is the question a lot of people are asking. The reality is, who, depending on who you're asking that question, they'll tell you American dream is still alive and existing. But to get it, you must be able to pay the price. And what is the price exactly? Is for you to work extra hard, is for you to think outside the box, is for you to be innovative enough to come up with something that it will make you money. That's what it's basically it is. Especially people who are in the Silicon Valley. You're seeing young people who are making millions out of their new companies as a result of the Silicon Valley. And the innovation and coming up with ideas that literally are solving everyday situation in America. But majority of the Americans who don't have those ideas, who are depending on their 9 to 5 jobs, those are the ones who are suffering. Those people who depending on their 3, 4 jobs so that they're able to pay their bills, those are the ones who are suffering. All right, so the retired veterans also are the ones who are suffering. The elderly are the ones who are suffering. The senior citizen, literally right now in America, they're the ones who are suffering, especially when the prices have gone high, because majority of them depend on their pension. Okay, here's the other thing you need to understand. The middle class and the lower class are the people who are suffering right now in America, while the upper class are the ones who are enjoying all the tax benefits all the way to the bank. And remember, this current administration really support the millionaires and billionaires, while the people who are literally are suffering right now, or should I say, who are paying the price, are the middle class and the lower class. And you're being told the majority of people voting for this administration are the lower class and the middle class. That is the reality, because you're being told only 1% of Americans are in the millionaires and the billionaires, and the rest are just in the normal categories. So, if you voted for this current administration, what say you? What are your thoughts? I'd love to hear from you guys. But the thing is, one thing I will say is there's no right answer or a wrong answer, because at the end of the day, we need to understand inflation has been going on in America for the longest time. And the other thing you need to understand, salaries of people have always been stagnant. So the bills prices have always gone high, while your income has always stayed stagnant. So in other words, what people now are doing is to make sure they cut down on their budget, on the necessities, and survive on the necessities only, and do away with unnecessary stuff. Like for example, this Black Friday, if you know you don't need to buy this other stuff that you don't need in your house, you'll forgo that. If you know you're supposed to go for a holiday, you know you cannot afford it, you will forgo that. If you know you're supposed maybe to go to the gym and you cannot afford it, you forgo that. That's basically how Americans are living right now, because they're literally deciding exactly what to pay and what not to pay. That's basically how normal families in America are living at the moment. As a result of that, so many of people have come online and say what is exactly is happening in America, because life has become unbearable, expensive, and it's like every single day they're paying bills and bills and bills, and still they're not getting breathing space. And they're asking for the government, please, can you come and help us? Because as much as people are suffering to pay their bills, also some people are losing their jobs every single day. And also you're being told right now organizations and companies are not hiring as they used to. So also that is affecting so many people from being able to have a say on paying their bills, to have a say on how they're going to earn money, because they're not being hired and they're losing jobs at the same time. So that is also another thing that is affecting Americans in general. So what is going to happen in the future? Only time will tell. But the reality is right now Americans are finding living the American dream as extremely difficult, and they're wondering what else do they need to do in order to survive. Do they need to move away from America? Do they need to look for alternative jobs? Do they need to look for a side hustle, or to come up with business so that they can be able to pay their bills? Those are the questions that people are asking themselves. Only time will tell exactly how things will turn out. But one thing is for sure, American people are suffering because life has become unbearable, and groceries, prices, bills have become extremely expensive for so many people to be able to afford it. Anyway, let me know what your thoughts are. Please subscribe to my channel and don't forget to subscribe.